And there's just a lot of back and forth stuff that's kind of happening there. I am being told that my memory's running out. I don't even know how that's possible. So okay, there's kind of this idea going on that violence is low class, it's barbaric, it's unevolved. Well, the thing is, we don't really evolve past morals. We don't really evolve morals. Morals have to be something that either are right or are not right, and that just has to be where they are. We don't evolve morals, and we don't evolve past morals. Like, if I evolve so much, morals won't mean anything. So you mean to tell me that having sex with a child will someday not be wrong? That's just stupid. And then if you compare human history, you see that people have never evolved past morals, and morals haven't evolved. It's either been right or it's died out. Having a slave, for instance, every culture, or at least most cultures, have owned slaves at one time or another. There's still many cultures who do. There's more slaves in America right now today than there ever have been in human history before. So, I mean, if you compare history, that doesn't really make sense. And with that being said, it's not that violence is barbaric, it's that not bringing justice is itself barbaric. Sometimes you help someone, and sometimes you stop the person that is hurting someone. Both ways help. Like, okay, this person is hurting people. I'm going to explain to them, and I'm going to help them. And I'm going to help them, get psych and get counseling, all this stuff. Well, what about this other person? Well, this person's hurting this person. This person won't listen. So if I do something about this, it's helping that person. Well, what happens if this person's a murderer and he's killing all these other people? Well, killing him would stop all these other people from getting killed. See what I mean? So it's kind of like, once again, the double-edged sword. Not bringing justice is itself barbaric. Sometimes you help. Okay, I already said that. But then there's also the issue that there's no proof of morality changing with evolution. There's no proof that that violence is low class or an unevolved form of life. There's no proof of any of those things. They're just assumptions. Morality that evolves is nothing more than societal norms and peer pressure. It's nothing more than that. Sometimes people get this, say it louder for the people in the back, this idea of, shout it louder. If you just say something louder, it makes it more true. That doesn't make sense. And then there's another view that kind of goes alongside this, where once you're evolved, you have to sit back in apathy. Like, I'm in an advanced alien life form, so I sit back and watch you people. There's nothing moral about sitting back and watching other people do evil things. True morality is shown by enforcing morality on immorality. That is a sign of morality. And people say, well, no, you have to abstain from violence. Why? If somebody is acting evilly, you have to intervene. That's how that works. So we're not trying to just shout louder, we're trying to find out what's actually true. So then that brings us to, well, what about God? Why is it okay for God to sit back? Well, there's a few issues. Number one, God isn't sitting back. He is always working. Number two, He told us to go. He told us to do these things. So if we're not doing it, we really have no basis there. And then third off, He doesn't answer to us. This is on authority grounds, on honor grounds, on philosophical grounds. There's just so many different reasons. A God who has to answer to His creation really isn't a God. Think about it. Violence obviously shouldn't always be the first and only answer, but it definitely is a viable option. And I want to return back to this idea. Shouting louder really isn't going to fix it. Shouting louder isn't going to really help. Oh, well, I believe this, so I'm just going to say it louder. Oh, you do, and I'm just going to, you should just say it louder. And it's like, well, just because something's normal for your society or culture that you live in, just because you get a lot of peer pressure and backlash from not caving into what everybody in the bandwagon is shouting out about, doesn't mean that it is right or wrong. It's either right or wrong. And those things have nothing to do with it. So I hope that this kind of causes you to think. You don't have to agree with me on everything that I said, but what I want you to do is think about it. Is violence immoral? The answer is a resounding no. It's not an immoral idea in the Bible. It's not an immoral idea in our culture. It's not immoral. I mean, it's no, just no.